I adopt 5 children myself. That's how I started. And I have grandchildren already. So this is the best job. This is the best thing that I've been doing all my life. Helping children, which is the most wonderful and beautiful things.
I'm going on 30 years of service. This is family. This is more than just a job. This is a commitment. It is a place that has gifted us with a great deal of joy over the years. We feel for one another. We cry with one another. We laugh with one another. We carry each other forward, and we are an integral part of the communities where we serve.
This is my place. I feel part of this family. This is the best thing that ever happened to me and my family.
Welcome to the NLU podcast. It's a foster family agency and adoptions agency. Today, we have here Pedro Travieso, we have Gurit Milian, and then we have Kathy Segura. So Pedro is the Director of Operations of NLU, Gurit is the CEO, and Kathy is the Administrative Assistant of the Certification Department. All right, so we're gonna dive right into it. Let's go. Let me just ask you a few questions about NLU so that people have a background. Tell me a little bit about NLU, the history, what is it that you do? Go ahead, Goody.
Okay, Niños Latinos Unidos was established in the year 1994. At 92, I started, my husband and I, as foster family. And then we decided to open an agency because it was a lot of needs for the children to be in a good home.
First, I just want to say I'm really excited about launching this podcast and all of the information and energy that could come out of this, so that our community can know about what is it we do and how we need them in order to be able to continue to grow and continue to make this place more like our community. I have been at Niños Latinos Unidos since March of 1996, so I've been here for a while. And we've seen a lot of changes. We've seen changes in the children that we serve, in the ages, in how the population has gone from what used to be largely Spanish-speaking children to an almost entirely English-speaking service population. Our job is to make sure that we respond to the needs in our community, the foster care needs, the adoption needs, and that is where we're at. That is who and what we're about.
Yes. Yeah, we're looking for families that are able to welcome children from the Department of Family Services, and we want to place them in a safe and loving home.
Let's say that someone is interested in becoming a foster parent. Usually, how does it work? What would the process be like?
They have to come to the agency and we give them the training, the beginning training, which is how to work with your children and all the state regulation, what the state of California asks for the children to be safe in the home.
Okay, so from what I understand, let's say someone has no idea what to do. They could come over here and then you would guide them through the whole process.
They have to come to the orientation.
Yes.
Yeah. And then it's when we give them all the regulation from the state of California.
Yeah. The pre-requirements are that all the adults in the home, they need to have a valid California ID or a driver's license. They need to have space. The children cannot share the room with other adults. They can only share the room with other children. So that's why they need the extra space. The foster parents, they need to have an income that covers their expenses. The foster parents need to be able to monitor the visits with the biological parents and transfer the children to the school of origin. The foster parents need to take the classes. We're going to provide the classes, the orientation classes, on all the required, all the other classes that they need to take. And they need to have a background check clearance. We're gonna do a background check in all the adults that live in their home, 18 and older.
But anyway, the children receive some money from the state. The state give them some money. Okay. They have to provide all the need for the children, clothes, meals.
Perfect. So it's not 100% on the parent. It's not like they have to. The state is going to help.
Yes, the state help.
Okay.
Of course, yes.
The state provides Medi-Cal for the medical needs and for dental needs, and there is a monthly check that isn't considered income. This is not something that goes on someone's 1040 as additional income. So it's really important to say that it is money to help in basic cost of living, to keep that roof over the head and the lights on, clothes and food and so forth. So all of this may seem like a lot, we're saying, but when you come to an orientation, all of these things are clarified, and you can know that it's not as difficult as it may seem at first glance when you're told of all the requirements. You are basically going to be a parent to any child, in the same way that you are a parent to your children, your biological children, in the sense that you're called upon to be prudent in the way that you proceed with allowing certain things along the way. That food has to be served. That the patterns of behavior. When do you go to bed? When do you wake up? How do you get dressed up to go to school? What sort of behaviors are acceptable? How you communicate with us so that we can support you. The agency is here to support every one of these certified homes and these resource parents, foster parents, resource parents, how you call them, to provide their service.
This money that you receive for the children, you don't have to put as an income. You don't have to put as income taxes.
Okay, perfect.
This is what they call free money. Because if the state give you money, you don't have to tell them how much. Oh, I receive. They already know that you receive this money. So this is not going part of your income. It's free.
You mentioned resource parent. Maybe if we can talk a little bit about the term resource parent.
The word resource parent is synonymous with foster parent. The state of California has decided that the title that is given to someone who fosters a child in their home is resource parent, as opposed to the traditional terminology as foster parent. But it is one and the same.
Okay. Just so people understand, in case
Yes.
they see it somewhere,
Yes.
and they don't get confused.
Foster parent and resource parent is the same.
The same, okay. And I've seen that you do things for the children. There's events, there's different things like that. Maybe if you can describe a little bit about the sort of events that you have.
We have a lot of activity for the children, like summer picnic. We take them to different outgoing, like Disney or Not Very Farm, or to the movie. We really work with the children to make them have a nice life, especially during the summer.
But an array of outings throughout the year.
Could you talk a little bit about, if I were going to ask, what challenges do you see moving forward in the whole field of resource and fostering?
The greatest challenge, or the elephant in the room, is that programs for children in general are not well funded, are not funded well enough for programs to sustain themselves with the monies that are allocated for these services. So the money that is provided on a monthly basis for the care and administration of a foster child in out-of-home care, meaning out here in the community, doesn't quite match the outlay that we have to provide in order for us to be able to provide these services. So yes, foster parents are given a financial assistance, and the foster family agency is provided with financial assistance. But being that we are a qualified 501c3, meaning we are a nonprofit organization that has tax qualification for donations, we're called upon to seek donations in order to shore up whatever isn't funded by the state. And so donations from individuals in the community, individuals within our own core of executives, go towards providing the sort of services that are provided throughout the year.
The other part of NLU is the adoption department. If one child placed in your home and the family, the by family, doesn't comply with the court orders, this child going to adoption. The first person they're going to ask for the adoption is you, the one who take care of the children now. If you say yes, then you could adopt it, and they come like you with your last name and everything.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So a lot of times the fostering can turn into an adoption.
Yes.
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 You don't have to do any special process. It's here in the agency. The ones that you become a foster or research family is the same kind of paper for the adoption. So the transfer for to the resource to adoption parent is very easy.
There are two tracks where children come to Niños Latinos Unidos. One is called Foster Adopt track. The Foster Adopt track are children that are coming into placement on a temporary basis as foster children, and then they transition into the adoptions department or adoptions track, and a family is identified who was seeking the adoption. That child is matched with that family, and the process begins to the adoption. So, and then there are other children that are coming here strictly on a temporary basis. They're not on the adoptions track, and they'll be here for anywhere between several months to several years. It depends how long or how short, depends on the family of origin or the kinship care process that is put in place. And that's another process.
One of the questions that all the resource family ask if they biological family from the children has to go to their homes. No, they have visit because the court order visit with their parents, and the visit we could do it here in the agency or in a park or in any restaurant, but not in their homes.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Foster parents, they're not obligated to share their personal information with the biological family, uh, and they can arrange a visitation in a mutual place, in mutual settings like a McDonald's or a park. It depends on the court order.
So how about like let's get into a little bit of the history when you guys got started, just so we get a little bit of the emotional part. Like, why did this start?
Well, I used to see on the TV every Sunday, be a parents, some children need you home, become a foster parent, and that's what I decided. My husband and I, we decided to open our home to take care of children. After that, we saw the necessity of the state, of the county, and we decided to open an agency.
Okay, and that was a while back, right?
92.
92. Wow. Okay.
Mhm.
So it's been many years.
Many years.
It has. It has.
And I've seen, for example, that you guys have, if let's say during the holiday season, there's like gifts, and the children come to the agency, and then there's like entertainment outside. We have all these facilities, and then maybe we can like show a little bit of B-roll here on the podcast of some of the facilities here. Maybe describe a little bit of that. Like, how does that work out? Like, how do they come to the agency for the holidays? Do they bring a bus? How does that work?
Depending if they coming from far away, we provide bus transportation. Otherwise, if they live in the area, Los Angeles area, they come with the parents, with the resource family. We give them toy, we give them food, we give them shows.
Perfect. And then I've also seen the summer picnics, and also during the summer with events and music and DJ and all that.
A lot of games too. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah, we have three offices, one in Lancaster, another one in Colton, and this is the main one in Bellflower. For the Christmas party and the summer party, we try to get all the children together here, all the family. We try to bring all the family here to Bellflower. We have a really nice backyard. We throw really nice parties here for the children. We had a petting zoo. We had like the little trains,
Music,
games.
games.
Yeah.
Perfect. So we're probably gonna have two types of listeners. Some people might be listening and they're thinking about becoming foster parents or to adopt.
Resource
resource
Maybe
parents,
volunteers too.
volunteers.
And others may be looking to fund some of these services, because beyond the pomp and circumstance and beyond all of these outings and social activities that are very important for children to grow and to grow happy and so forth, there's also the fact that Medi-Cal doesn't always cover medicines that are needed and are sorely needed by children throughout the year. And Niños Latinos Unidos comes forward and funds these sorts of medicines that are not funded by the state, and where Niños Latinos Unidos doesn't get a financial reimbursement, but a child needs to be able to take whatever his or her doctor uh, prescribes. And the system also doesn't provide monies for a child to get involved in sports, and oftentimes that is very costly for the foster parent, who cannot afford, when there are hundreds to thousands of dollars that need to be outlaid for children to be able to be involved in sports like football and cheerleading and musical instruments that need to be purchased when they want to get involved in band. So those are the things that we do that no one can see, but that children can experience, and that allow us to be able to provide that, but only when the community supports us so for us to be able to further support those efforts.
We provide all those services with the donation money.
Yeah, we even provided classes to for to a foster mother to learn how to braid the children's hair. That was so cool.
Nice.
Yes, in case that we have any children with different nationality, we do not discriminate. We take all kind of childrens. Right now, we have the emergency in Lancaster. We need families in Lancaster. We are looking for families in Lancaster office.
Okay,
That's the priority that we have right now.
perfect. So anybody listening, if they're in Lancaster or you know anybody, let us know.
And when we say Lancaster, we mean the Antelope Valley. That includes the cities of Lancaster and Palmdale and Little Rock, Lake Los Angeles area, the Antelope Valley, that stretch of the 14 and Acton and so forth. But definitely that area in the northern part of the county is an area that we sorely need foster parents, which isn't to say that we don't also need to develop more homes in the northern part of, in the southern part of the county, especially the southeastern area of the county where our headquarters is located, is an area that we're looking to grow so that we can keep up with the demand for foster homes.
So why don't we cover that? Like, so what areas does the agency cover total? Yeah, just so that people have an
We
idea.
cover Los Angeles, the entire Los Angeles County, the counties of Riverside and San Bernardino, through our Inland Empire office in the city of Colton. The northern part of the county is covered, as Guri just mentioned, through our Lancaster office. And this main office also covers the county of Orange. So those surrounding counties are all areas of service for Niños Latinos Unidos.
So how has, maybe if we're gonna do a little summary here. How has your experience been over the years, in terms of because I feel like you do a lot of good, and sometimes you're just doing it, and you're doing it out of your own heart, and there's a lot of things that you do that people don't see, and it just happens behind the scenes. Maybe you can talk a little bit about that. How has it felt over the years to be involved with NLU?
I mean, NLU is my heart. I adopt 5 children myself. That's how I started. And I have grandchildren already. So this is the best job. This is the best thing that I've been doing all my life. I do another type of business before, but this one is something that I consider important because it's coming from your heart, and you helping somebody, you helping children, which is the most wonderful and beautiful things.
I can tell you that as the third most senior employee at Niños Latinos Unidos, going on 30 years of service, This is family. This is more than just a job. This is a commitment. It is a place that has gifted us with a great deal of joy over the years, that has allowed us a great deal of happiness, where our children have grown. My daughters were born and would run the halls of Niños Latinos Unidos when they were little. Now they have all grown up. I have 24 and 26-year-old daughters that have all gone through school. But this is more than just a place where people come to work. This is family in every respect of that word. And we feel for one another. We cry with one another. We laugh with one another. We carry each other forward. And we are an integral part of the communities where we serve.
Yeah. I've been working here since 2008, since I came to this country, and I don't see me working anywhere else. I love it here. This is my place. I feel part of this family. I am. This is the best thing that ever happened to me and my family. My husband works here. My in-laws work here. My father-in-law was a social worker here for 22 years. My mother-in-law was certification clerk here for 20 years. So this is a part of us.
And your children grow here.
Yeah, my children are almost part of the staff here. They were raised here, literally. They know this agency like from the top to the bottom. Like they're part of this. We don't see our life differently if we didn't come here. Like this is my American dream. Yeah, because I was able to.
We allow the staff, the
Yeah.
employee, to bring their children here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of the children learn how to work in these halls.
I think I'd like to give an applause to what you just said. Perfect. Well, maybe we can conclude already. I'd say we covered different things. We're going to be doing more episodes, getting more in depth into the different issues and the things to cover when it comes down to resource parents and adoption. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining the podcast today, and encourage you to contact the agency, whether it is that you'd like to adopt or become a resource parent or foster parent, and whether you want to volunteer. We're here. Everybody is will welcome you, and if you don't have any idea about what to do and you need information, we have classes here. Like everybody will guide you. It's not where you're not going to be alone in this.
The telephone number is 562-925-7473.
Perfect. And then the website is NLU.org. All right.
And if you'd like to reach us, you can go to info@nlu.org via email.
Via email. All right. Well, one more round of applause.
We'll see you next time.